watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the November 5th meeting for the Michigan City Parks and Recreation Board. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Welcome to the Michigan City Park Board meeting for Wednesday, November 5th, 2025. Please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag, stands and and to the republic, which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Walker, would you call the roll, please?
Yes. Mr. Glidden.
Here.
Ms. Sperling.
Here.
Mr. Hoffman.
Present.
Mr. Labus.
Here.
Ms. Ward.
Here.
All present.
We have the minutes of the previous meeting on September 17th to approve. Do we have the minutes? Does anybody have any additions or corrections to the meeting of September 17th? So
I move that we approve, the minutes for the previous meeting on October 15th.
But I'll second that.
we had to do one at a time. 17th first.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Good.
I move that we approve the minutes from the September 17th meeting.
I shall second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
We have the minutes of the meeting October 15th to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the October 15th meeting minutes as presented.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Old business. We have the bids for the Wings of Wonder exhibit from
Yes. I received 3 bids at your meeting on October 15th. After the bids went out, I was made aware of a city ordinance. It's a responsible bidders ordinance that requires bidders to submit documents to the city and get on an approved bid list. So after speaking with the city attorney and the mayor, the board needs to reject these bids. We need to send them back out a second time with all the requirements of this responsible bidding ordinance. And I believe you all have received copies of the ordinance. It's quite extensive.
So we need to make a motion to reject bids that we received at 10:15.
I move that we reject the bids received on 10/15 for the Wings of Wonder exhibit.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I apologize. We should have had public comment there. Would anybody like to comment from the public or rejection of bids? New business. We have to approve the bid packet for Wings of Wonder exhibit.
So this is the identical packet as the last bid that went out. It just now includes the responsible bidding ordinance submission requirements.
Any comment from the board? Any comment from the public? And we need a motion to move on.
I motion to approve the bid packet for the Wings of Wonder exhibit.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
We have the dates for special events. We need to approve them.
Yes, before us, we just have the dates for the events, for special events for 2026. They include the Easter egg hunt, Juneteenth, the fireworks spectacular, Singing Sands, Sand Sculpting Festival, and Oktoberfest. And we have Eric Williams here from Special Events.
Good evening, board. Eric Williams, Michigan City Special Events. Yes, as Will said, these are the same events that we did in 2025 in Washington Park that we're bringing back to you on the corresponding weekends for 2026. So same time frame as we did in 2025. And I'd be happy to answer any questions you guys may have.
Comments from the board? Any comments from the public? We would need a motion to approve the dates for the special events.
I shall make a moment, take
Moment.
two. I shall make a motion to approve the dates for special events. Sorry, that took so long.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
Eric. Special purchase request for the senior center boiler repair.
Yes. So we had a leak on the senior center boiler system. Maintenance director Pat Bolts and some of his staff went out to attempt to fix it. But it's not something that they could work on. So they did contact 3 vendors. 2 of the local vendors don't do boilers. A1 Plus Plumbing and Cooling were able and available to come out and do the work on it. I don't believe it's complete yet, is it? No? Okay, so there's an estimate here of $5,912. So I know it's after the fact, they've already been on site once, but we had to step in and get this fixed, or a couple of things. We wouldn't have heat for our seniors or our rentals. And very importantly, had we let this continue, it could have led to us replacing the entire boiler system. It would be very, very expensive. So I would ask that you approve the special purchase request.
Any comments from the board?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, Mr. Pat, for your diligence, not letting this delay or, because it could have gotten worse. At the same time, I also like to say thank you. It's been mentioned before as far as local vendors that it was so detailed what you have in there. It was perfect. I have no questions. I just wanted to say thank you.
I don't understand what it said at all.
Oh.
It's like, sounds bad though. Sounded really bad.
Is there, and I see that we contacted Stephanie Heating and Air and Panacea Heating and Cooling in Michigan City. Is there no one else in Michigan City that does that kind of work? There's not one other company? Like,
I
Well,
don't believe so.
Do you mind coming up, Mr. Pat? Yeah. Because I agree. I think it's more than just not a I think a company might be able to do it, but it's the time frame.
You're getting further out of town. We always try to keep it in town first. And secondly, it was quick where you.
no, I see that. I see the other two but neither of the work on boiler systems, and the only one that's listed for Michigan City is Panacea Heating and Cooling. I didn't know if there's other companies in Michigan City that we either need to make aware that we're interested in the future or have a thing like that. I know these things are time frame estimates, but I'd like to at least see some of the people in town if we had, work for them, especially during what's going on with everything, that if we could use people, in the future. I don't know if, Summers or any of those people do those kind of work. But just.
A plus is in town.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Wayne Heating and
Yeah.
Cooling.
Okay. Oh, perfect. All right. Thank you.
But that's a good
Because it
point.
just says A plus heating and cooling on the third
Yeah,
page. It says,
their DBA is.
yeah,
Wayne.
it says South Bend, Indiana. That's why.
That's their
Okay.
parent company or company name, but their
All right.
DBA Wayne's Heating. But no, that's a good point that we all should, or always should look for
Local first.
local people and have a list of maybe 3 people if we can find them that work on boilers in case we get in a jam and they wouldn't have been available. We do keep a contractor list that we update annually by trade. So
That was just my question, because I see it says South
add
Bend. I figured.
boiler people to it if we can find some.
Thank you, Mr. Volt. So we need a motion. Or, and is there any comment from the public about the boiler at the senior center?
I motion to approve the special purchase request for the senior center boiler repair.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
We have the temporary equipment storage agreement with Sunset Grill.
Yes, so the concession lease with Sunset Grill ended on November 1st. The lease allows the tenant to keep their property in the building for up to 10 days. After 10 days, that property reverts to the Parks Department. But in all fairness to their business, they've been a great company to work with. We came up with a temporary agreement to allow them to keep their equipment in the building, which would allow them to negotiate the sale of that with our new vendor. when we rebid this out. I think that's fair to them. I think it's good for the new vendor incoming that they're not gonna have to put out a lot of money up front because most of this equipment's in great shape and it'll come at a discount. So I think all around, it's gonna benefit everyone. It has been drafted and reviewed and approved by our attorney, so I would ask you to approve that tonight. I would also mention too, they will keep the equipment insured through the end of March or until they sell it.
They've also made many improvements to the building.
They have.
Those canopies and things.
Yeah, and like the upstairs kitchen and bar areas belong to them. But to take those out, you would ruin them. And I'm sure the next vendor is gonna want those. I mean, to have to rebuild those, they'd have a heavy investment on the front end, so. Yeah, I think it just works for Wilkins, it works for the park, and the new vendor, I'm sure, would be interested.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any comments from the board?
So then I'm assuming they're not interested in renewing their.
They are not.
Yeah. Mhm.
They are doing other
Mm-hmm.
ventures next year, so.
Any other comments? Any comments from the public? Then what's your pleasure?
I move that we approve the temporary equipment storage agreement with Sunset Grill.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
We have a North Point Pavilion concessions RFP.
Yes, though, we're going a little bit of a different route this time. The first time that we bid out the concession lease, it was an actual bid. And the decisions were based on the monetary amount. And I don't know if any of you guys remember, but we only had 2 concessionaires that even came in to bid on it, so there wasn't a lot to choose from. And speaking with the mayor, Amber, Will, Laura, I think the better approach here is to do a request for proposals. Asking for, their business plan, their financial stability, what it is they intend to do. And doing a request for proposals allows us to open those proposals and then interview the submitters to get more information, to get a clearer picture of who they are and what they can do, not just how much they're gonna pay. Because you can have someone say, I'm gonna give you 25%. And they had a hot dog cart. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for, an established business that has good references and a good plan. So I think this is really a good route to go. Laura, I don't know if you had any comments on the RFP. But the mayor does like this idea better, and so did city attorney.
Yeah, well, I do believe that it fits better with what it is that we're looking for, so, but I'm open to any questions.
Mhm. So in here, though, it says that there's gonna be a rent due, a flat amount every month.
Oh, I'm glad you brought
Plus-
that up. So we changed that
Yeah,
yesterday. What did we change it to? Do you remember? So this was all based on utilities. 1,500. So we lowered it. So the tenant, we added the language, the tenant is responsible for the gas and electric utilities. Those have a separate meter. The water is not separately metered. We pay for that. So the base rent is to pay for the utilities. Not only that, but say the vendor is going to offer 10% or whatever that is, and they have no business. We get nothing.
Mhm.
So the base rent to me guarantees us something, make sure that we're not incurring any additional costs. And then on top of that, they can offer a percentage of sales.
So I'm sorry, you said the gas and utilities is gonna be in their name?
Yes,
Going to be in their name, but,
because it's separately metered from our side of the building.
mhm, which is good, but so then they're paying that and they're paying a base?
Correct.
Okay,
And the initial base pay was at 2,100
Yeah.
and we lowered it down, taking out the
15.
we lowered it to 1,500, taking out the amount for the gas and electric.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that all it ran there? Was
Yeah, we
600 a
pulled
month?
their last 2 years worth
Yeah.
of,
Oh, is it the average for 12 months or?
yeah, we were doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cause I would remember
Obviously,
a lot more
blowing
than
when they're
that
closed
in the summer.
summertime.
Yeah. Okay.
It's higher.
Okay.
But again, water, we're assuming, the restaurant is using the majority of the water from that facility.
Right.
Cause all we have is a sticker office and a parking office, the lifeguards, so they have two
Yeah.
single toilet restrooms, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the back restrooms. So yeah, that's about a 50-50 split.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's fair and it really covers.
So just to be clear, Ms. Easton, you're talking about the change on page 5. We dropped it to $1,500
Correct.
on one of the bullet points. Okay.
Also, do we have reports from them from the past years and what they did in sales?
Mhm.
We do.
Yeah, so they
Okay.
have to turn in their ST 103 tax form monthly. And that's how we calculate their 10% is what they submitted to the state.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
yeah, we got records back to our
Yeah.
first lease.
Are there detailed records as far as food and beverage, like
They
what
are
the
not.
breakdown is? Do they,
That's their tax records.
right, but do they have that or offer that, or have we ever
I'm
had
sure
that?
they would give that
Okay.
to us.
Mhm.
We get the split between overall for the year, how much food versus how much alcohol. We need that for our alcohol permit, but yeah, we don't have like
Mhm.
their daily sales reports or monthly.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they'd give them to us.
So the reason I'm asking is because I think it would be really a much more attractive thing to prospective vendors just to see what was done there, because I think that'd be a really tough thing for a person in business to determine what kind of, revenue is running through that place. It's very unique, it's seasonal, and to attract, good people. It's just the thought that, just to reveal that information.
Yeah, we can definitely ask.
Yeah,
I mean, they've been really great to work with.
yeah,
And I think their interest too is to seeing something successful go in there.
right, I would
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
But I do have the annual sales breakdown
Yeah.
for food and alcohol,
Uh-huh,
but I don't have like monthly detailed sales, but
Yeah.
we can ask
Mhm.
for that.
mhm.
And I think that was the same thing. Thank you for asking that, Mrs. Sperling. I was going to ask the question, I think it's great for the park seeing, funds coming in, but at the same time, something attractive for the vendors. So that way they're also seeing that, hey, there's profit in this instead of in the mind of the vendor, this is what the park wants, and I'm just breaking even. So if I'm breaking even as a vendor, because there is no profit, then why am I here? But for, just being honest, something that's attractive for us, but also attractive for the vendor. So they can see both sides. If at all possible, if somebody could, even if we just got information that showed the profit margins side, so that way we're hearing from these other vendors as far as, hey, this is the profit sales that I made coming out of this. Then other people are hearing that it's a profit, it's not a gamble or anything like that.
One other thing I thought about with all that equipment, just a couple options with that. I noticed that the renewal for is at 1 year and then up to 3 years. Is that right? Is that how it'll work?
Yes.
Okay. So for someone to propose to go into the restaurant business and have to, basically purchase all that equipment, that is incredibly risky. So again, not knowing like what the sales could be and the gross profit and the net income. So another thing I thought of was being that the city owns that property is, maybe it's something that we should consider maybe purchasing that equipment from the previous or the current owners of it and having it in place. And then there could be something where that's added to the rent of the person renting the space, or there could be an equipment rental fee possibly. So that's just a thought too.
We don't want to maintain it. We talked about it and we don't
Yeah.
want to maintain it or replace it. And a couple of the vendors, we've had interest in this from
Mhm.
established
Okay.
businesses
hmm
that are interested in the equipment.
hmm
I'm not going to put names out there yet. 'Cause
Yeah.
Till this goes out to bid.
Mhm.
But yeah, we discussed that too. And it's like, we really don't want the equipment
Right.
because you know, some of that could be really pricey.
Mhm.
And then we have no way to, you know, we'd have to have that in our budget. Our budgets are already done.
Mhm.
Say we had to replace 2 refrigerators
Mhm.
or the fryers, like,
Yeah,
so I'd rather have the restaurant.
yeah, I understand that.
That too, and if it's yours, you're gonna take better care of it.
Yeah. Right.
That was another reason we didn't want to pay keep the NIPSCO bill in our name and add it to the base rent, because then who's watching? Not just leaving the
Oh,
heat
yeah.
on and,
Right.
you know, it's no different than having
Yeah.
being a landlord.
Yes. Right. That was a good idea.
If
Yeah.
NIPSCO's free and
Yeah.
nobody watches it.
Hmm.
Yeah, if I may also, page 4 then, Shannon, again, the annual gas, electric, water and sewer utilities are paid by the department. That was how it first came out. We're now changing that. Correct? Just before we make a
Correct.
motion, I want to have
Yeah.
that clear. Okay, thank you.
I know this is separate, but it's kind of related, but just it's jumping to mind now. North Pavilion, if it's something that should wait, Mr. President, you know, please let me know. But how are our sales at Patriot Park? Are we seeing positive as far as
So we have not done our year-end meeting yet, with
Okay.
Mr. Garner.
okay.
So every year, before we renew the lease, we'll sit down with him and review the sales and anything that went right or wrong. Just to gauge interest for both parties if we're gonna move forward next year.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And then one other thing, that you reminded me of. If we find a good vendor for this lease and they want an extended lease of 5 years, we have that option. It just needs to go to the city council. That's what we did before.
Mhm.
This board can only approve a lease up to 3 years, but I think the quality vendors are gonna want a 5-year commitment.
Yeah.
I really do. So, we do have that option. We've done it before and it would just be one more step to extend it, but we'll find all that out in the interview process.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any more comments from the board? Any comments from the public? Then what is your pleasure with the North Point Pavilion or request for proposals?
With the suggested changes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the North Point Pavilion concessions RFP with the changes proposed.
A sec.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
We have the EVP volleyball 2026 dates.
Yes, Mr. Ross Baldwin came in last week and gave his recap of the 2025 season. And here he's on vacation this week, but here's his listing. The front page is the same as it was last year, pretty much exactly the same. And then the back is the dates for the 2026 season of beach volleyball.
And typically he doesn't use all the dates. Is that correct?
Yeah, he does cancel some here and there when he doesn't have enough signups. But I mean, EVP does so much more than just these tournaments on the back. They're open volleyball dates. They are the ones who put up the volleyball nets down at the beach. They move them when different events go on. They move them from side to side. They're pretty good about that. They have open clinics throughout the summertime for the youth and open play for adults. I think the whole beach volleyball scene that they got out there is more than just a couple tournament or the tournaments that they have on the weekend.
Well, I like on the first, number one, about halfway down to 10% of registration fees from leagues, tournaments and instruction.
Yeah.
I think we need to apply that to other people, like soccer in the sand, some percentage of the registration, not just especially a soccer in the sand, so something.
Yeah, that was my question too. So we run if I'm reading this right on under 2 there, The revenue split 90% of all registration fees. Do we run the registration for them too?
He does everything.
He does everything, but we don't charge them anything to rent at all.
No. It's the 10% of registrations what we get back.
Do we know how much that is?
Yeah, he gives a detailed breakdown of all the stuff that all the money that he brings in and submits it with his check at the end of every season.
Do we know what that was last year or no?
I can't think of what it was.
I want to say it was 1,800. Yeah, I think it was a little over 1,800 was his 10% for 2025 season.
And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 27 tournaments he's making.
That's
There's
27 tournaments that we're making parking revenue on. They pay to park.
Yeah, but it says on there that we don't charge parking during the week.
That's for his camps and clinics. So that's,
For the free stuff.
yeah, we look at it two ways. So we want to generate revenue, but we also want programming for Michigan City. So this is our partnership to provide beach volleyball for our students. So they don't pay during the week. The majority of them are, Michigan City area school kids that come in. Parents just drop them off. They're not parking. So that's why we waive it. On the tournaments where there are people from coming in from out of town, they have to pay.
I get that. I see $100. That's less than $100 to use that prime real estate. That's a pretty,
That's less than 100, but that's just for the tournaments. He leaves the volleyball nets up there all summer for anybody to use. And he does the free clinics twice a week throughout the whole summer from May through October or September. So, like she said, it's programming for us and it's tournaments for him. So it's kind of a give and take a little bit.
I agree. I think it's great that we do this, but we don't give people free times to go to the zoo. You have to pay to park. If they're students, they should probably live within Michigan City area. Their taxes, their parents should have a sticker if they're Monday through Friday. Majority of people.
But just looking at what you're saying though, sir, but there's only 3 dates that show Monday, Friday, and Friday. So the Monday through Friday, free parking would only count as 3 dates. Because it says Saturday, Sunday parking, volleyball customers will pay standard parking rate, which is the majority, if I'm reading this correctly.
But if I come in on Friday for the tournament on July 2nd and I want to practice on Friday and I'm out of town, do I have to pay? Or do I just show that I'm a EVP customer?
You have to be registered in one of his leagues or clinics during the week. You have to be a registered participant. So if you came in from out of town on Friday because you just want to practice on our beach, you're going to pay. And again, I just want to stress, most of these kids are local and their parents just drop them off. We have a drop off and pick up point. So they're not even parking. They're just driving through it, drop their kids off, come back, pick them back up. And again, that's the programming side. But yeah, if you're out of town and come in early, you would have to pay if you're not on the registration list.
Any other comments from the board? Any comments from the public? What's your pleasure?
I'll make a motion to approve the EVP 2026 dates.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
We have an administrative job description.
Yes, so the board recalls in, when we submitted our 2026 budgets, part of our questionnaire from the council was, are you requesting to create a new position in your department? Our answer was yes. We created the position of administrative director, which we've had in the past. And this would begin January 1st. Let me preface it with that. And then we eliminate an administrative assistant position. The reason for that is this position is going to have a whole lot more responsibilities. Probably the most important one is running the parking operation. So that's almost a full-time job in itself between April, when we have to hire all the staff, through the end of the year, auditing in October. I have been training our current admin assistant, Melissa Moore, for the last 2 years. She is fully capable of running the parking operation and allowed me to take a 2-week vacation for the first time in 30 years in the summer. Thank you so much. But in addition to that, it's all of our quarterly reporting, annual reporting, budget and finance, all the grants that I work on. So I've been training Will and Melissa to take over all of my responsibilities for when I retire, which will be in the semi-near future.
Somewhat.
False. False.
And I will just mention, this position used to exist. This was my position before I was promoted to assistant superintendent. And another important factor is we haven't had a recreation director for 9 years. So the assistant superintendent is currently the rec director and the assistant superintendent, and couldn't possibly take on all of my duties on top of that. So again, this was approved by the board in the budget process. The mayor and controller approved it, and then the city council approved it on October 21st. So now we need the job description, so we have something in place when the budget opens on January 1st.
I think this is a great idea, ma'am, and I totally agree with you because it's double duty. You know, this is alleviating the pressure from everybody. If we look at our surrounding municipalities, this is what they have. I mean, there's a rec director in LaPorte, you know, and we have our assistant superintendent that's doing double duty. So when you have somebody who is capable and is doing a great job at it, and you're already praising her even before any of this, is that says a lot. So if we were to have a problem with this, there would be, I would say there would be an issue with the board, not an issue with the position. So just wanted to say that first.
And again, I think this is just good planning on our part, that we have a plan for succession when people leave. All of our admin positions are cross-trained in every operation, from payroll to accounts payable. So if you do have someone leave or a medical issue, we don't have downtime. And I encourage every business to do that. You should have a plan. And Melissa's done a fabulous job. She's like the heartbeat of our admin staff. She goes above and beyond, takes on projects that aren't really in her job description. And I had a fear of losing her once to a higher paid position within the city. And I'm talking much higher paid position in the city. And I was just on pins and needles, like, and she stayed, which says a lot about her. She loves this department. It wasn't about the money. I'm like, you go out and buy a new car. Are you crazy? And you're young. Do you know what that does to your retirement? And she stayed. So she deserves this. She really does.
More comments from the board?
I'll make a motion.
We already put it.
Any comments from the public?
I agree with Shannon.
Then now entertain a motion.
I guess I'll make a motion to to approve the full-time administrative director job description.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. And well deserved.
We have 4 resolutions. I'll read the preface once and then I won't read it the 3 other times. This is resolution number 1075. Whereas the superintendent of the Department of Parks and Recreation has reported that certain transfer funds are necessary within the budget of the Michigan City Department of Parks and Recreation because of unanticipated expenses from various accounts, which accounts do not have sufficient funds available for disbursement for said expenses. And whereas there are funds available for said purposes in various other accounts, which are not expected to be paid from said accounts during the remainder of the budget year. And whereas the Michigan City Parks and Recreation Board has determined that said expenses to move accounts out of the negative is necessary, then an account transfer should be made in order to meet the said expenses. Therefore, be it resolved that the following transfer be made from the following accounts to the following named accounts for the purposes stated therein. Decrease Fund 2204.505 Maintenance Fund, seasonal wages $29,000. Increase Fund, Maintenance Fund, oil supplies $530, tires and tubes $270, small tools $200, Christmas supplies $3,000, contractual $25,000. Dated this the 5th day of November of 2025. Any comments from the board? Comments from the public?
I move that we accept resolution number 1075.
Second.
Sorry.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
On resolution 1076, decrease fund 2507.000 concessions funds, seasonal wages $5,000, electric $5,800, increase fund concession funds, other supplies $10,800. Any comment from the board? Comment from the public?
I'll make a motion to accept resolution number 1076.
Second.
Oh, sorry.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Resolution number 1077. Decrease fund, golf fund, vacation buyback $7,900. Sick buyback $5,000. Increase golf fund, chemicals, pesticides $7,900. And electric $5,000. Any comments from the board? From the public?
I move that we accept resolution number 1077.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
We have resolution number 1078, decrease fund, zoo fund, gasoline $2,000, pesticides $904, clothing safety $522, medical supplies $285, office supplies $707, tires and tubes $260, increase fund, the zoo fund, charges and fees $3,500, repairs, maintenance, other $734, electric $444. Any comments from the board? From the public?
A motion that we accept resolution number 1078.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Reports of officers, superintendent's report, Mrs. Eason.
Thank you. Let's see, first of all, our maintenance staff installed new fascia and painted the interior of the Lot 1 restrooms. I went out there and took a look and they look great. Hope the public keeps them nice next year. The satellite irrigation installation at the golf course was completed on October 9th. However, we still don't have our Wi-Fi system up yet. So once that comes up, the computer side of that system will be installed. We hope that is soon. The zoo history tour that was held this past Sunday was very successful. They had 60 participants that did the tours. So that was really great for a first year event. I want to remind everyone that the zoo is still open on weekends through the end of November from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And they'll also be open on Saturday, December 6th for Wild Winter Day from 11 to 3. Will and I attended the Society of Innovators Award Banquet last week, and I just want to congratulate Mayor Angie on her induction into the Society of Innovators. That was a nice lunch with her. I also attended the Mayor's Town Hall meeting, which was held on October 30th. There were no questions from the public for the Parks Department. I think there's been one question in 9 meetings for us, and it was, is the splash park going to be open? So I kind of look at that as we must be doing okay because we don't hear any complaints or have questions. But the meetings are always informative. Yesterday, I attended the Great Lakes Beach Association annual meeting, which got held at Blue Chip this year. This conference moves around the 8 states from the Great Lakes, so we were lucky to get it in town. We did have speakers from Canada, United Kingdom, and speakers from all 8 of the Great Lakes states. So the sessions I attended had to do with bacteria testing and water quality, and then public notification systems. So there are some new, quicker testing methods coming on the horizon, and the cost is coming down. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that, because it would be wonderful if we could test our water in the morning and notify within 2 to 4 hours that same day. So that was interesting. And IDEM paid the tuition fees for all the Northwest Indiana beach managers, so there were no costs to our department. And then today, kind of related, Melissa and I attended IDEM's annual beach manager meeting. We found out it's not mandatory today. I've always been told it's mandatory to go to the spring and the fall meeting if you get the grant to test the water quality. Today, they're like, yeah, it's not really mandatory, but do you guys still want to get together? Anyway, this is another part of my job that Melissa is starting to take over. Is writing the IDEM grant, tracking the data, attending the meetings, and so forth. So this is the second meeting that she's gone to with them. Today was much more interesting. The spring meeting was nothing but scientific data, spreadsheets and spreadsheets. Today was more collaborative, a lot of talking, what direction are we going in? So I'm glad she was able to attend. And I think, Pat, are you doing a report tonight? Okay, so that is all I have. Be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions? Mr. Walker, Assistant Superintendent.
Yes. So this past Saturday we had the murder mystery party at Krieger Memorial. There were 42 people in attendance and we had a really good time. That time was had. Everybody came dressed up. A lot of guys wanted to watch Game 7 of the World Series. And Victor brought his bus that had game 7 on the bus on big screen TVs outside. So everybody was pretty happy. We had a good time. You guys will get a full sheet of financials from that at the next meeting. November 20th, we have a crafts class, and it's not just for kids. If you've been to any of the events that the special events do, Kaza Delicious Creations is always there. They are always selling stuff, but they always have a tent that allows people to come in and just be creative. They have all different type of little fuzz balls and clips and glue and stuff that people can just go in and create stuff. So we've partnered with her. Instead of doing the City Kids Craft Corner, it's now just called Crafts Corner, open to all ages from 5 to 7 p.m. and it's free to go. It doesn't cost anything for anybody. So that'll be on November 20th at Krieger Memorial Hall. On the 21st, we have the next November Pour and Paint. Those flyers are out on Facebook, but they're not on my board over there. And I didn't realize it until I just thought about it just now. So the flyers for Pour and Paint are out, and that costs $15 now. And that's November 21st at Krieger Memorial Hall from 5:30 to 7:30. And then the Silent Night Silent Party is December 27th, and that costs $25. And it's also at Krieger Memorial Hall. You can find all this information on the Auto app. or on the Michigan City Park and Rec Facebook page, or on our brand new website, parks.michigancityin.gov. Also, this past week, our newsletter came out. The November newsletter came out. So if you don't subscribe to Lakeside Life, that's where that's our monthly newsletter where all the information about Park and Rec and everything up and coming stays coming out. That's all I have.
What is the Silent Night?
So for those who don't know what a silent party is, we will have a silent party. You get when you come into the party, you get headphones. The headphones have different channels on them. We will have 3 DJs inside of Krieger Memorial that night. There'll be a food vendor and a cash bar, and maybe a surprise that I'm working on right now. A funny surprise, but a surprise that I'm working on right now. The headphones have a selector on the side where you can pick the type of music that you want to listen to. This kind of got popular during the COVID stage of things, but it allowed people to use a space and have multiple parties in one space. So there'll be a hip hop R&B DJ, there'll be a EDM DJ, and there'll be a classic rock DJ all in one venue. So all groups can come together, enjoy what they want to listen to, but commingle at the same time.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
You said EDM because you know that's his favorite.
That's his stuff. That's his
Yeah.
stuff.
Wait for the country music.
You can get a country DJ if you want to. I can make sure that they squeeze everything in. You know what I mean? But yes, that's all I have.
The Planning Commission Liaison Report, Mr. Hoffman.
Thank you, sir. The Plan Commission met on the 28th day of October and approved petition 90125 1 and 2 with certain conditions for a primary plat. That is all.
Thank you. I am the Port Authority Liaison, and they met Monday, the 3rd, and they didn't have anything that was part of the park's purview. Mr. Labus, the Zoological Society.
I know the Zoological Society would like to deeply thank Josh McIntyre and Johnny Stimley, who led the tours, and also Society volunteers Teresa and Sandy Nelson for the Historical Society.
Thank you. Attorney's report.
Thank you. I don't have anything to report.
Mr. Dabney, do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, I've gotten in enough trouble this week, so I will hold until next council meeting. And then possibly at the next park board meeting, so.
Thank you.
But thank you for the opportunity to stir up more stuff.
Director's reports, Mr. Volz.
Okay, gonna update everyone from when I was up here last. Staff has gone through many events for the year. Memorial Weekend Food Fest. We had our Water Tower Park ribbon cutting, Juneteenth, July 4th Fireworks Spectacular, Soccer in the Sand, Sandcastles, Great Lake Grand Prix, Pullman's ribbon cutting, and Oktoberfest. And we are currently working on getting ready for the Christmas Festival of Lights. Training, I am currently doing the LaPorte County Leadership Training. Chris Coffin and I both completed household and pollution prevention training. And today we just updated our CPR training, both of us. For the year, we installed beach mats, we added beach walk, so now we have another complete set down at Beach Walk. Those got cleaned at least twice a week, sometimes a few more, depending on weather and when we could get to them. We installed pickleball courts out at Krieger, make sure the supplies were out there. Sand this year was quite a challenge. We ended up having somebody basically working on sand 3 days a week. It never really ended for us. Every time we thought we'd get ahead somewhere, it'd blow in on one end of the park or the other. So besides the beach mats, somebody was constantly moving sand in the park. Splash pad was pretty successful this year. There was 1 month that we only were off 1 day because of weather. It ran nonstop, so that went well. We prepped the community trailer for rentals, put in shelving and hanging units for the supplies that are in it. Tractors and everything else, so it's ready to go for rentals. We painted markers for the Singing Sand Trail, so you can identify the trail when you're out on the road trying to find it. Also did a large cutback on the trail, big cleanup, just it's been a few years, so we gave it a good cleaning up from one end to the other. Oak Hills now is back and playable for baseball. We're excited about that. We're happy to see a big push to get back in the neighborhood parks. Soccer also completed its fall season out at Patriot, and that went very smooth. Weather was pretty cooperative for them as well. And that was about all I had, other than we have a couple of issues that we've been dealing with quite a bit, and that's the holes on the beach, as I'm sure you've all heard, and the hot coals and firewood that tend to get buried. We've been finding in our sanitizer, sometimes not the fun way either. It's usually smoking by the time we find it, so. But we're working on them, so. Staff has been working really hard all year. We're in the process now of starting to work our equipment for maintenance for the off season. We hope to have that done somewhere by the end of July or January, I mean. So that's all I have for right now.
You and your crew do a great job. Thank you very
We
much.
appreciate it. Thank
Thank you, Pep.
I
thank you.
actually drove down there today with my dad, take him for a drive down there. I mean, it was like perfect. It looked like a resort. I mean, everything was like perfect. The sand was perfectly like flat. I mean, it looked amazing.
So we appreciate that.
Yeah, it looks really good.
They work hard at it.
Yeah, you can tell.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Pat.
Pat, they do more than just work hard. They do a great job, really. Yeah, they do a Pat good job. Yeah.
Department Finances,
Right.
Mrs. Spurling.
Okay, we got a few things here. I'm gonna rip through them. So for the claims docket for November 5th, municipal funds, $46,322.65. That's total claims. I move that we pay our awesome vendors.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Okay, got 3 payrolls here. Payroll number 20 from September 14th to the 27th, pay date 10/3, total payroll $99,893.06. I move that we pay our awesome people.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Hi.
Opposed, motion carried.
Payroll number 21, September 28th to October 11th, pay date October 17th, total payroll $92,945.46. I move that we pay our awesome people for those weeks as well.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Okay.
Opposed, motion carried.
Third payroll here is payroll number 22 from October 12th to October 25th. Pay date October 31st. And I'm going to make a really cheesy joke and say, is this a ghost payroll? There's so many payrolls here and it's on October 31st. I don't know. A little suspicious. Total payroll $89,166.44. And I move that we approve this payroll too.
I move wait, second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, motion carried.
Okay, on to our donations. Janet and Jim Dolph, zoo donation, Peacock sponsorship, $50. Wix.com, zoo donation, miscellaneous online donations, $489.01. Michiana Bird Society, zoo donation, miscellaneous donation, $12,011.12. Wow. Where's that from?
The Michiana Bird Society is disbanding. And they're 501c3, so they have to take
Oh,
their bank account and give it to another charitable.
oh my
organization.
gosh, that's
They've
awesome.
always been-
Is your mic on? Thank you.
They've always been supportive of the zoo. They always make an annual donation, but that's why it's so large
Wow, that's nice. Well,
and much appreciated.
yes, I move that we accept these incredible donations. They're all incredible.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, minor transfers, under concessions fund 2507.000, decrease account household supplies by 5,000, decrease account miscellaneous merchandise by 3,000, increase account office supplies by 300, increase account other supplies, $7,700. I move that we accept these minor transfers.
Second.
You gotta go through.
Oh, through the whole, you want me to do all together? Okay.
Together,
Okay. Under the golf fund, 2508.000, decrease account diesel, $5,500, decrease account water, $15,000, decrease account regular wages, 80,000, decrease account gasoline, 12,000, increase account seasonal wages, 80,000, increase account other supplies, 2,500, increase account alcohol, 3,000, increase account contractual, 12,000, increase account electric, 3,000, increase account repair parts, 10,700, increase account building materials, 1,300. Under the zoo fund, 2204.504, decrease account repair parts, 600, decrease account tires and tubes, $40, decrease account travel expense, $570, decrease account education, $475, decrease account postage, $95, increase account household supplies, $640, increase account repairs and maintenance building, $811, and increase account electric, $471. That's it. I move that we accept all these minor transfers.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Zoo endowment, none. Board of Works, none. And then finally, credit card payments. Payments were made to corporate payment systems in the amount of $439.58 for the following purchases. Five Below for rec and our coloring books, Craft Corner, $35.31. Swank Motion Pictures, rec and our license to show movie Party Plaza, $300. Kazi Delicious Creations, rec and our Craft Corner Supervisor, $100. And Prime Video Recreation Halloween Town Party Plaza, $4.27. And I move that we accept these credit card payments.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Are there any comments from the public?
Been out doing leaves all day. So this is Tommy Kolovic from 1316 Ohio Street. And just a heads up, the folks from Fish Camp are gonna probably come to get on the agenda next meeting if they want to give their horse and carriage rides like they do every December. And held by ordinance is you can't go out and ride your horse out on the streets or run the city willy-nilly. And this course would be, whoa, Nilly. Of course, if you oppose the horse and carriage rides, you can always vote nay. And you might want to include an emergency action plan because the horse gets sick. It can be rushed to Franciscan Health, Michigan City Hospital. You know, if I don't know, we just want to say go Wolves, beat the Slicers Friday night, win us another sectional championship. It'd be their fourth one in 9 seasons. I think that's awesome. And good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Tom.
Go Wolf. You go
say-
Wolf. Yeah, I want to make sure that I say, yeah, I could say that. I'm going to send a shout out to Mayor Tom Dermody. Go Wolves.
Go Wolves. Yeah, Tom.
Any other comments from the public? Any other comments from the board? Then, would you like to adjourn or just keep going?
No, yeah, motion to adjourn, sir.